Welcome to another episode of Roll Up a Pull Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured. All right, now look. So this one, right? It's gonna be about why I don't read. It's just that simple. I don't read. Why is that, Mr. Roll Up? Well, I said this before. World controlment. Reading is all about world controlment. That is a part of world controlment. How you figure that, Mr. Roll Up? Do you know how to read? Do you really know how to read? Okay. If you really know how to read, then what do you need to read for? You know, the whole goal about reading is learning how to do it, be able to do it. After that, you don't really have no purpose of reading anything. I mean, as far as like books. Now, you need to learn how to read so that when you go out places, you can read whatever information that's being given to you. So yeah, of course you have to acquire being able to read. But after you learn how to read, you don't need it to read no books. They put this narrative on you that you should read books, right? Now, if it's on your free time and you want to read a book here and there, that's fine. But as far as you just supposed to be reading books, what is it that you getting out of reading a book? Hey, I give it a minute. Let me know. What do you get out of reading a book? Like literally, do it make your brain bigger? Do you learn more words or something? Like, what do reading really teach you? Reading books are a distraction to the world, because if you got your head in the book, now you not on game of what's going on out here, because your whole attention is forced on this book. If you can read everything in the book, then what do you need to read it for? It ain't like, excuse me, it ain't like after you read it, you get a grand prize or something like that. So what's the point of it? You know, my daddy told me it's two things that you need to know in this world. He said, one, you need to know how to read, and two, you need to know how to count your money. I said, why you say that? He said, you need to be able to read your checks and count your money. Let me back that up one more time. He says two things that you need to know. You need to be able to read and count, right? Why is that? You need to be able to read your checks and count your money. Everything after that is common sense. Meaning, he told me in so many words that I didn't have to sit around and read books. What he told me was you just need to acquire the skill to read so that you know what's going on. And after that, everything else is common sense. And that's the truth. I could read better than probably everybody you know. Honestly, I really can. I could read long term. I could read long words. I know what everything means. I'm very smart. And I was in the streets 80% of my time. But I could read better than most people you know. I can write perfectly. Everybody love my handwriting. My cursive is immaculate. Everybody say I got some of the best cursive writing in the world. And I don't. I don't read, write, none of that shit. The things that I do in my life, I don't have to do any of that stuff. Of course, I got to read something here and there, you know, like a contract, you know, things like that. But nothing serious, like I got to read a whole book about something, like, you know, that's a distraction, man. And like I said, if it's free time, you know, to read something, that's cool. But all of that you supposed to be reading, that's some bullshit. That is just a way to keep you out of tune with what's going on out here. That's a way to keep you out of sync of what's going on out of here. Because that book ain't gonna teach you nothing. After you done reading that book, you gonna be like, oh damn, dog killed girl in the alley, and they buried the baby, and underground somewhere, and they lost $200,000 behind this whole heist. That's what it come down to. You sat there and read that whole book that took you 2-3 days to read. You done missed out on 2 or 3 days worth of information you could have been directing your attention to, but you spent that on reading a book because you thought that you was gonna learn something. Them books not here to teach you anything. What's here to teach you something is the acquiring skill to read and be able to count. After that, everything else is common sense. You take it how you want, but the truth is the truth. It's only 2 things in this world you need to know. And I'm going to replay that one more time. This came from my daddy. You need to be able to read and count. Read your checks, count your money. Everything else is common sense. It's been another episode of Roll Up a Pour Up. So get your blunts rolled and your drink poured.